the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real myself. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real myself. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
All you got is like wrong with being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's you can't like money so much, why you get up and go to work? Yes, I do. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, H Cortez.
Good morning, Black world, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. Truly an honor, a privilege, and a blessing to be coming to you live and direct from the Young Biz Kids Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, you guys know I love the kids, right? Young Biz Kids is an organization that teaches entrepreneurship to children. They're having their first ever awards and recognition banquet, and they can use some help raising a little money. It is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so your donations are tax deductible. I would like for you to do me a huge favor. Sponsor 2 tickets to this event. The tickets are $20 a piece. And in exchange for your sponsorship, all you do is show me your receipt that you've done that. Then you get a free 1-hour business coaching session with me. You become sponsor of the show for one segment of the show for an entire week. And I got an ebook bundle package for you that includes both my ebooks as well as Easy Online Income's ebook, as well as social media marketing ebook, and I think I have something else to give away, man. So a couple $100 worth of stuff, man, if you were to sponsor 2 tickets for the Young Biz Kids Awards banquet and ceremony coming up on November the 18th. And then what you would do if you're not in the St. Louis area, then I would just hold some sort of contest to give the tickets away to further promote Young Biz Kids as a giveaway. You would make your tax deductible donation in purchasing those tickets, and then you will get the business coaching and all of that good stuff to help you continue to grow your brand. So you're helping a good cause, you're helping a brother help a good cause, and then in turn, we're going to help you build your brand. Of course, Young Biz Kids are going to give you a thank you on their page and all that kind of stuff, which also brings more recognition to your brand. Anybody interested in helping a brother out, got to buy 2 tickets, or you got to buy a pair of tickets, because if you're not in the St. Louis area, we're going to give those tickets away. So we want to give the tickets away as a pair. So you would invest or donate $40 to the cause, and then I'm going to help you build your brand with all that I just mentioned there. So anybody interested in helping a brother out in that capacity, I would appreciate it. And that's Young Biz Kids. So do me a huge favor, just check us out on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. And then also go ahead and copy the link to today's show, share it on your favorite social media timeline, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you like to share stuff to get people to take a look at good, positive, powerful information, which is what I think we offer every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. And then for those of you who are on Facebook, do the same thing. Go ahead and share the stream for them. Share it to your timeline, share it into your groups, share it into other people's timelines. Just get this information in front of positive people. If you have a business team or you have business partners and you want them on today's stream so they can ask questions to help you continue to grow your brands collectively, grow their individual brands, and so on and so forth. So do me that favor. And yes, the likes and the hearts and the thumbs up mean something in the world of Facebook. They mean something to me. That lets me know that you guys appreciate what I'm saying. But also Facebook determines how many people to send the show out in front of based on the engagement that I get on the show. So the more you the heart it up, the more you like it, the thumbs up, the more you comment and interact in the stream, the more Facebook will push it out in front of more and more people. Today's show is also brought to you by Monetize My Life Academy. Guys, click on the link in the description, bit.ly/monetize easy online incomes. Get your copy of that free ebook. It gives you tons of resources, tons of information, tons of ideas to learn how to make money online. Yes, powerful tool. For those of you who want more than just a simple ebook, you want some continual business coaching, then I want you to go over to monetizemylifeacademy.com, put in coupon code only $20, only $20. The other coupon code that I gave you has already expired. So put in coupon code only the $20 and you get Monetize My Life Academy for $20 per month. Yep, just $20 a month for all things branding and marketing under one roof. Everything the solopreneur needs to build their brand and explode their business and take it to the next level. Anything from social media marketing training, SEO training, there's courses, there's ebooks, there's my live training every week called Sunday Night Live, where I get on and we just go ham on a particular subject. And once a month we have subject matter experts come in, like we had Tara Paper Girl Whitley come in this past Sunday. She taught us some monster strategies on building Instagram and monetizing it. So you want to get down with Monetize My Life Academy, just $20 per month. That way you don't have to go this place and buy this course. You don't have to go listen to this guru. Everything that you need is already under one roof. All right. And then also, if you guys have a big team, if you're network marketers out there, you got big teams, let's talk about a team discount where you get your entire team involved at a team discount. All right. So today is Free Game Fridays, also known as Free Business Coaching Fridays. Guys, if you're on YouTube, you can type your question in the chat. It does pop up on my screen where I can see it. So let's get it cracking, man. The way this works is you give me the name of your brand, which some of you guys should have already done. If you already commented in the chat, the first thing you comment in the chat is, "What's up, Cortez? This is H Cortez, the financial health mentor. This is H Cortez, founder of Talking Money in the Morning. This is H Cortez, founder of Monetize My Life Academy." You should have already given me your brand. You never know who's watching the stream that want to connect with you based on your brand. Give me your brand. Give me one line about what your brand is or what your products do, and then ask your question so you get a business shout out on the show. Show does reach anywhere from 1,000 to 50,000 people daily. So you might want to get your business shouted out loud. So give me the name of your brand. Give me one line about what your brand does, and then ask your question, and I'll do my best to answer it. So it doesn't really matter what you ask, I'm just here to help, man. And in the meantime, while you guys are formulating your questions, you're thinking about what you need help with, where you're stuck at in business, then we recap this past week's show, starting with yesterday's show, which was part 3 of our 3-part series. We did a 3-part series on, I'm calling it the I Am series. The first part was I am whatever you say I am. How to deal with criticism. People are going to talk about you. You need to know how to deal with it. The second part was I am whatever I say I am. The power of the spoken word, the power of your thought life and how that affects and shapes your entire world. And then part 3 we did yesterday, which was I am whatever he say I am, meaning my creator, my God. And we talked about that yesterday. So we gave 12 things that God says about me in yesterday's show. Let's see, Kurt Wheeler says, the Financial War Room is the brand financialwarroom.com tagline will be wealthy, be broke, your choice. I just passed on financial literacy information going to be mirroring you. Absolutely, Kurt. Absolutely, man. That is a good brand. I like the tagline. Be wealthy, be broke is your choice. I mean, it absolutely is. And that's what we got to get to understand, people, is we have the ability to shape our entire existence, all by the choices that we make. We choose to meditate on, think on, and allow certain thoughts to become strongholds in our lives. And those thoughts will lead to actions. Those actions will lead to habits. Those habits will lead to our character, and our character will lead to our destiny, right? Shirt's already in the making. That's what's up, my friend. That's what's up. This is my brand right here. Hustle brand. I am hustle. See, for some of y'all, hustle is what you do. For me, hustle is what I am. You go to hustlebrand.com and that's hustle brand, no vowels, HSTLBRND.com, and you'll see some of the designs that we have up. But yeah, this is one of my favorite. I am hustle. But yeah, absolutely. And a t-shirt brand, a t-shirt line, if you're building a following, if you're building your brand the way that you should, then it's just another way that you can make some passive income, right? I'm all for passive income. The more passive income streams you have, the better. Just don't get so caught up in trying to make all of these streams that you end up with a bunch of little puddles and not streams. So you have to find some things to focus on more than others. Like, you guys don't hear me mentioning my t-shirt brand hardly ever, right? But it does exist, and it is a passive stream. Every now and then I'll post a link, you know, and I'm doing some things, working with my son's school and some other things that I kind of do. But absolutely, passive income streams, the more you have, the better, as long as you don't divert your attention from your main thing. You got to major in the majors, as my mentor Brian Bean always says. So no question. So we'll just keep recapping. 12 things that God says about me. Number 1, he says I'm his child. Number 2, he says I am predestined for greatness. Number 3, because I'm a child, and he says he is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, that means I am royalty. Number 4, I am more than a conqueror, right? Some people just conquer. Some people are just conquerors, but I'm more than that, right? I'm more than a conqueror. He says that I'm capable of all things. He says I am victorious. He says no weapon formed against me will prosper. He says no weapon formed against me will prosper. But what I want you to do is get this, and don't take that out of context. He says, no weapon formed against me will prosper. He did not say that the weapon will not be formed. He did not say that the weapon will not be used against me. What he said is it will not prosper. So we sometimes get mad, we get frustrated when we are under attack. Well, he said that you're going to be under attack. He just says that those who are attacking you will not prevail. So stay the course. I just thought I'd throw that out there, y'all. He says, number 7, he says, I'm the head and not the tail. He says, I am his elect. I am chosen. I am chosen, right? I am chosen. He says, I am strong. Colossians 1:11 says he strengthens me. He says, I am delivered from darkness. He says, I am redeemed from sin, poverty, and sickness. People get mad because I talk about wealth all the time. But you guys know that if you're a Christian, which I am, you guys know that there are more scriptures in the Bible, almost at a 2-to-1 ratio, 3-to-1 ratio. There are more scriptures on money, wealth, and fiscal responsibility than there is on salvation, than there is on faith. Wait, what? What? You mean to tell me the spiritual handbook talks more about money and fiscal responsibility than it does about salvation and faith? That's exactly what I'm telling you. Like 2,100 verses on money and fiscal responsibility, 400 and something verses on faith or salvation, 700 something verses on faith. something like that. It's yeah. So and then it says number 12, I am empowered to gain wealth. I am empowered to gain wealth. So that was yesterday's show. That was part 3 of our 3-part series. Let's see. I need to build my Instagram and YouTube followers. The interview you did with Paper Girl, was that recorded? Yes. So Kurt, you are in Monetize My Life Academy. So if you go into your membership site, once you log in, I have everything broken down in the membership site according to categories. You'll see the social media category there. And then when you click on the social media category, you'll see Instagram. And then you'll see Paper Girl's training right there, along with a free ebook that we gave away with that training, as well as 5 other articles that will help you understand Instagram, the difference between Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, some of the other platforms, because you cannot have success on Instagram posting the same way that you post on Facebook. You will not have the same success on Instagram doing the things that you do on Twitter and LinkedIn. All of these platforms are strategically different, so you need different strategies for each platform. You will not have the same success on YouTube as you do on Facebook, because there are some things that you have to do to grow your your YouTube audience. If you go into video marketing, there is a free ebook on video marketing that tells you how to crush it with YouTube. So all that stuff is there for you, bro. Says good morning, all and happy. Johnson Family Legacy is in the building. Absolutely. Any other questions? Paulding Mobile Services is here, helping clients meet their notary needs by traveling to where they are. I love it. Mobile notaries in the building. All right, come on. Anybody else? So I've got about 5 brands, and it says there's a few dozen people watching. My question is this: either you're not in position to where you can type, so maybe you're working, maybe you're driving, I get it. Or it may be that in 2017, you don't have a business or a brand yet. My question is, why not? We are in America. America is business. America is a business, right? If we want to get technical and go into that whole thing, America is a corporation, right? So if you don't have a business in America, then you might as well be a foreigner in your own country. Seriously, you might as well be a foreigner in your own country if you don't have a business or a brand. If you ain't out here trying to do something and get something. See, the country was set up by business people, for business people, and to benefit business people. It's 3 people that get all the tax break in this land: business owners, landowners, and investors. One of the easiest ones to become in today's society with today's technology is a business owner. $7, I can go register a fictitious business, fictitious name. $50, I can go register an LLC here in Missouri. Some places it's 75, some places it's 100, some places it's 25, depending on your state. So less than $100, LLC on lock. 99 cents to $12.99 domain name for a website. Weebly.com, Wix.com, free website building platforms. $100, you in business. Now you get to take advantage of the tax code and operate on the other side. And why is that important? Did you know a lot of us start our businesses from our home while we're working our job, right? We're working our businesses. We're starting our businesses from our home while we're working our job. But because you don't have someone like me teaching you where to get additional resources, you're thinking to yourself, I can't grow my business because I don't have the resource, I don't have the money. Well, if you're working your business from home and you have a job, the first place you're going to go get money from is Uncle Sam. Because when you are an employee, he says, I'm going to tax you the most because you are an employee only. Now that you're an employee / business owner, now he says, wait a minute. Let's see who we have. He says, wait a minute, Makisha, I had no idea you had a business. But because you have a business, I'm going to stop taking so much money out of your check via taxes. I'm going to allow you to have more of that money so you can use it to grow your business. Why would I do such a thing? Because guess what? If you're growing a business, you said you want to be a part of the fabric of this country. You want to be a producer, and producers, we show them favor, because if we're not producing as a country, then you are adding to our gross domestic product. So we want to give you a tax break for that. Second reason I want to help you out in this way, because if for whatever reason you lose your job, chances are you're just going to scale up your business and you're less likely to lean on us for unemployment because you have a business. So we want you to be successful in business. So now we're going to treat you, even though you're a small solopreneur, home-based business, single person operation, we're going to give you the exact same tax breaks as any other business so that you can grow your business enterprise. So if you haven't joined the Black Wealth Movement, so we can teach you how to adjust your W-4 form to reflect that you have a business so that you pay less taxes on your job income, then so we can show you how to now write off more of your lifestyle because you have a business operating out of your home. $35 per month is the best investment you can make into your business, because I promise you, I can help you take your business to greater heights than you can on your own. I promise you, the network of people, we have a network of about 300 families right now, all in the same boat that you on. You think there's somebody in that network that you can lean on that's probably similar to you, doing similar work to you? They might be a single mom like you. They might be a single mom with 2 kids like you. They might be a single mom with 2 kids like you and live in your city, that you guys can network with and partner up with and start forming alliances. And when things get tough and you want to quit your business, you can pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, this is hard. And they can talk you off the ledge. $35 a month is worth the network alone. Then the education that we provide is second to none. How you like to learn how to take the little $500 a month that you're making in your business, the $1,000 a month that you're making in your business, and take that and put it in a place that's going to pay you 14% rate of return. $500 per month for 20 years will turn to $2 million if properly invested. Now, we don't tell you how to invest. We don't tell you, we don't invest your money for you, but we're learning from some multi-millionaires on what they did to get there. And they're showing us some things about the wholesale investment market versus investing retail. We can teach you that. $35 a month. Honestly, just want to unplug and move to the jungle, but finally, but finally came to the realization I need streams of residual income in order to support that vision. Yeah, Giovanni. Yeah, because I'm with you on that. I am literally the type of dude, man, that when the Bible says, worry not for what you're going to eat, he said, look at the lilies in the field. And King Solomon and all of his wealth was not adorned as a lily. He said the birds of the air don't have jobs, but they eat every day. I'm the type of person that can go and literally live off this land and eat dandelion flowers, purslane, that kind of stuff, right? Suck the sap out of a pine tree. That's the type of stuff that I could do, right? So I don't need it, but to live off the grid, then I'm going to need some residual income, some income to buy some gear to be able to create me some things with some solar panels. If I want some electricity, I got it. To buy me some land with a natural spring on the land that I own. What? Yeah, I'm with you, Giovanni. I'm with you. But passive income does that for you. Residual income does that for you. And when you think about what the internet is and does and can be, if you're not leveraging the internet, if you're not making any money on the internet right now, shame on you. If you are not making any money from the internet right now, today in 2017, the internet is about 25 years old, shame on you. I'm gonna leave that right there. Says, good morning, brother. My brand is Vodkilla, the world's first premium vodka tequila blend. My business is in the wine and spirits industry. I create brands and sell mine and other brands as a distributor. Okay, I like that. As a distributor, www.blackhawkimports.com. Says, I need to create a platform for these brands to live marketing and get people to understand these brands are key. Financial institutions are tough, but I need other ways at raising money for this business. Okay. So absolutely you do, Anthony, and that is noble. And you are undertaking a big thing, because I'm gonna say this, man, in the creation of the spirit space, in the spirit space, I want y'all to think about something, man. And you can probably answer this, Anthony, being in that space. How many 100-year-old spirit companies and spirit brands are there? Jim Beam and these other brands in the spirits space have been around for 100 years. And because of these brands, when you think about the manufacturing, the creation, the distribution, the labeling, the retailing of these spirits are responsible for tens of thousands of jobs. So you think about where the spirits come from. All of them are coming from some sort of grain or some sort of vegetable product that has to be grown. So that's jobs right there for the farmers that grow the hops, for the farmers that grow the wheat, for the farmers that grow the rice that is distilled into the alcohol, right? Those are jobs there. Then the distillation process, the creation process of the actual alcohol, the storing of the alcohol, the barrel creation that flavors the alcohol, those are jobs, right? The labeling of the manufacturing of the glass bottles, that's a job industry. You know that glass comes from sand? So the companies that take the sand and cook it and heal it and heat it till it melts and becomes glass, that is an industry that supports the wine industry, that supports the alcohol industry. Those are jobs. The labels that go on those glass bottles, where does the ink come from that prints the labels? Most inks today are soybean based. So go back to the farmers who are now growing soybeans to turn it into soybean oil so they can dye it to create inks to print the labels on the bottle. Those are jobs. So you're absolutely right. That's something that we need to understand, not just in the alcohol industry, in all industries. We got to own the means of production for everything that we consume. Every other culture does. And that's why every other culture has leverage in the marketplace. Every other culture has leverage in the banking system. Every other culture has leverage in the political system, because they can they own and they produce. So I would say, Anthony, one of the things that you want to do, if your credit score ain't up to 750 or higher, start there. That's something that you can control, because if you start there, you can get 750 credit score. You can leverage that to get lines of credit that can help you grow your business. If you don't have a social media team, Start there. Get you a social media marketing team, because you can do more on social media and marketing your brands than you could with traditional advertising for a fraction of the cost. Get you a social media marketing team, right? If you don't know much about social media marketing platforms, building brands, then join Monetize My Life Academy. $20 a month, man. $20 a month. And you get to jump on live webinars with me once a week. And then I got all sorts of courses and training on how to grow and expand your brand. But I would say, number one, start with your credit. If you don't understand how to fix your credit, $100 smart money system, go to my website, I can get you that. Or $35 a month, join the Black Wealth Movement. You will be a part of a network of other entrepreneurs, and we will all go to bat for you to help you expand and grow and build your brand. So you don't have a social media team, but guess what? If you join the Black Wealth Movement, you have access to 300 families that are building businesses for the Black community. So now all of us become your family, because all of us will take your products and we will share them on our pages. That's the benefit of being tied to a network like the Black Wealth Movement. Yeah. So either one, either the Black Wealth Movement, I think you'll get the best bang for your buck with the Black Wealth Movement. The Monetize My Life is just branding and marketing. The Black Wealth Movement, you get all of that. So combine them both, $50 a month. You get what you need from a branding and marketing standpoint. You get what you need from a financial standpoint, fixing credit, leveraging credit to grow your brand. And you get to leverage the intellect of 300 other entrepreneurs who are all in the same space. Man, we're all trying to grow our brands. We're all trying to expand. We're all trying to explode. So we get to work together in that way, man. So absolutely, man. That's what this thing is all about, us coming together, right? Us coming together. We can definitely do that. All right. Any other questions? All right. If you don't have any questions, we just continue to recap this week's shows. So Tuesday's show. Oh, you know what? I got to do my daily book excerpt. I didn't have a quote for today, but the daily book excerpt, I wanted to read you guys this. I read it before on a previous show, but let me read you guys this, because this is along the lines of what we're talking about, Anthony. This is Think and Grow Rich, the original Napoleon Hill, and he's talking about imagination. The fifth step towards riches is imagination. The imagination is literally the workshop we're in, are fashioned all plans created by man. The impulse, the desire, the given shape, form, and action through the aid of the imaginative faculty of the mind. It has been said that man can create anything which he can imagine. Through the aid of imaginative faculty, man has discovered and harnessed more of nature's forces during the past 50 years than during the entire history of the human race. Previous to that time, he has conquered the air so completely that the birds are a poor match for him in flying. Now, come on, Napoleon Hill. Let's be real. That's not true, right? Because the birds can manufacture its own flight, but I get where he's going with. He has analyzed and weighed the sun at a distance of millions of miles and has determined through the aid of imagination the elements of which it consists. He has increased the speed of locomotion until he may now travel at a speed of more than 600 miles an hour. Man's only limitation within reason lies in his development and use of his imagination. He has not yet reached the apex of development in the use of his imaginative faculty. He has merely discovered that he has an imagination, and he has commenced to use it in a very elementary way. Guys, that is so real that is crazy. Today's daily book excerpt could be brought to you by you. If you wanted to sponsor the show, all you have to do is inbox me, and I give you a business shout out with talk about your business and the brand at how sponsorships work, man. You can sponsor today, but that thing, man, is so real that I think it frightens most people when they imagine the greatness that lies within them. It is, sometimes we can imagine things and we see it so vividly clear, and we know that it's going to take us to another level, but then it frightens us because we get paralyzed and we don't make a move, right? We don't make a move. That's how powerful your imagination is. I'm learning day by day how to tap into it more. And one of the things that you have to constantly be continuing to do is grow and develop not only your imagination, but your skill set. See, I have a certain skill set that when I imagine something, I am more confident to go after and try to bring it into fruition because of the skill sets that I'm continuing to develop. See, when you don't have a skill set, you imagine something and you can't get it out of your head into manifestation because you lack the skills to do so. And then because you're so introverted, because we so compete versus collaborate, we don't even have a network of people with skills. See, not only do I have skills myself, but I also have a network that when I have an imagination, I can bring a mastermind together and say, man, I saw this last night. How can we pull it off? I saw this last night in a dream, in a vision. I fell asleep listening and watching The Matrix, and that last scene, it caused me to have this dream about XYZ. I don't have the skills to pull it off, but I'm connected to a network of people who are very skilled, and I throw this vision, this imagination on the table, and watch how it comes together because I'm not afraid to collaborate with others. Collaboration quote. So here is Robert Skipper providing us today's quote of the day. When a person with money meets a person with experience, the person with experience will get some money, and the person with money will get some experience. Harvey McKay. So you should be constantly building your skill set, and you should be constantly building your network. So Anthony now has a new network of friends based on just being on this show, based on putting his name of his brand out there and telling us a little bit about his brand. I wouldn't have gone into what the Black Wealth Movement could do if he wouldn't have put that out there. So when I'm telling y'all, when you're jumping on this live stream or anybody else's live stream, jump on Boyce Watkins' live stream where he got 1,000 people watching live and put the name of your brand in there and ask him a question. That's a way of marketing in today's economy, in today's social network and social platform. Jump on the African History Network's live streams when they got 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people watching live, and put the name of your brand in there and make a comment that's relevant to the conversation. That's marketing, right? So we continue. If you guys don't have any questions, maybe it's just me that gets stuck in my business and my brand every day, and I'm always trying to ask somebody a question. Maybe you guys aren't stuck in your business. Maybe you guys are solid in your business and you got everything under control and you don't need any help. Maybe I just need to start bringing a guest on every Friday, and we don't have to do free business coaching Fridays because it don't seem like y'all need no coaching, which is cool. So Wednesday show we did, we had Shay Gillespie on, founder of Color Coded Kids, and she's got a nonprofit organization that teaches our babies how to code. She's teaching our babies as young as 8 years old, computer language, computer programming. She's teaching our babies the language of the future. I'm gonna run that one back so y'all can get it. She's teaching our babies the language of the future. It's not only the language of today. In another 10, 15 years, if you don't know JavaScript, you're gonna be a dinosaur. That's the language of today and the future. You gotta know that, and we gotta put our babies in programs like that to get them to where they want to be. All right, Body by Bazelle, how do you create a tagline? That's where you're stuck. Okay, so taglines is that one phrase that speaks to the heart of the people and the problem that you're solving. Your tagline is a single phrase that speaks to the heart and the solution, the heart of the people and the problem that those people have that your product solves. So Body by Bazelle, you are teaching people how to construct their bodies. You're teaching people how to eat right, how to live right. The problem that they have is they don't know how to eat right. The problem that they have is they may be a little bit overweight. The problem that they have is they might be taking 5, 10, 15 prescriptions. What can you say in a single catchy phrase or statement that speaks directly to the problems that they have and the solutions that you offer to help them with that? Body by Bazelle, perfect health by design. Right? Anybody else can come up with a tagline for Body by Bazelle. Body by Bazelle, helping you create your picture of health. Right? And then if your practice and what you do speaks more to women, then helping women create their picture of health. Building your ideal beauty, right? Perfect health by design. Yeah, it's not hard. See, one thing that marketers do is sometimes you think that we put a lot of thought into what it is that we do, and we do. I put a lot of thought into the financial health mentor and how to make it, all of this kind of stuff. But one of the things that we do is we put something out there, right? We make a choice or we make a decision, then we make that decision the right decision. And saying, I like helping you create your picture of health, and I would emphasize your and put parentheses around it, even in my tagline, because everybody's picture of health is different. So we would take that decision, Body by Bazelle Makeover, yeah. We would take that decision. So when I just came up with a financial health mentor, you take that and you make that the right thing. I like that too. Building health that lasts a lifetime. That's good, Craig. Craig, my man, what's going on, brother? Like that new look, bro. Evolution. Like that new look. So sometimes it's not about making the perfect tagline, but sometimes you can take that tagline and make a choice so that you get it over with. You got a tagline, it's there, it's done. Now make that choice the right choice. Make that choice mean something. So now that you have that tagline, you can go back and break it down and make the tagline mean something. And then you create a story around the tagline, right? So that's good stuff. Good stuff. Any other questions? So Wednesday we did color coded kids, and she's doing some amazing work. She's in St. Louis, she's in Arlington, Virginia, and she's in Houston, Texas. You guys want to sponsor kids? Go to colorcodedkids.com. Get with Shay Gillespie and donate some money over there, man. Just drop up $20 on every now and then, man, and help that program continue to grow. On Tuesday, we did part 2 of our I Am series. I am whatever I say I am. And we talked about the words that, not so much the words that come out of your mouth. They are important, but not as important as the words that you speak to yourself when you have that internal conversation. Those are the words that when we say your thoughts lead to words, your word leads to actions. We're not talking about your thoughts leading to the words that come out of your mouth. We're talking about your thoughts leading to the words that you have when you have that internal conversation that nobody can hear but you. Right? So it's like the woman who is, and forgive me for this analogy, but it's like the woman who is in an abusive relationship. And in public, she says all the right things. Her man is this, she loves him to death. She looks beautiful on the outside, but then when she goes back home and she takes off all the makeup, all of the bruises are there. She's in a situation that internally, the language that's going on in her head is that of a defeated person. The language that's going on in your head sometimes is one that puts yourself down consistently. But then the words that are coming out of your mouth, you're trying to speak things into existence with just the verbal words that are coming out of your mouth. You speak things into existence with the internal voice, not the external voice. And I think so many people miss this because they will say, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire out of their mouth. But in their heads, they're having these broke thoughts, and this conversation that they're having with themselves is one that a broke person would have. It's the words that are said in your internal conversations that nobody can hear but you. Those are the words that you have to change, right? That was Tuesday's show. And then Monday's show, we did I am whatever you say I am, how to deal with criticisms. I think we did 6 or 7 things to deal with criticism. Since we all criticize, is number one. So just understand that people are going to criticize you. That's part of being human. Number 2, elevation equals more critics, right? The more you elevate, ask my man Craig. Ask my man Craig. See, Craig is on this evolution plane that's not like this, where he's barely going. It's like this. He's like on a skyward trajectory for his evolution. And I guarantee you that every time he elevates, he gets more and more haters. Evolution equals more critics, period. The more you put yourself out there to be seen, the more people there is to see you. Therefore, the more people there is to have something negative to say about you. And if you're putting yourself out there and nobody has any negative things to say, then chances are you're not doing anything that's having an impact. See, people only talk about you when you start to impact them in some way. See, I impact the way people think about money, and it challenges them to the point where they have to say something negative, because if I continue to impact the way they're thinking about money and they don't combat that, then it's going to force them to change. So they have to resist the way that I challenge the way that they think about money, and the way you resist is by being combative. So they have something negative to say. Man, all you do is talk about money. Man, you can't take it. One of the dumbest things, and I don't like to really bash people, but one of the dumbest things I have ever heard anybody say when it comes to the subject of money. I was doing a show talking about how to build wealth and all that kind of stuff. And somebody commented, man, you can't take it all with you. And you guys know my wife said I can't curse on the show. But I wanted to say, if you don't get your selfish ass somewhere and sit down. Because when you have that attitude, I'm trying to build wealth, but I can't take it all with me, so I'm going to spend everything that I make today. That says that you don't give a dog, a rat's butt about your children or your children's children. I know I can't take it all with me. And the plan is not to take it all with me. The plan is to leave it behind for future generations, like every other man, and according to scripture, leaves an inheritance for his children's children. That means I have to leave so much money that my children can't even squander it all, that no matter what my children do, there's going to be some left over for my grandchildren. Dumbest thing I ever heard in my life, man. People say dumb stuff like that all the time. Man, you can't take it all with you. That's my point. I can't take it all with me, so I want to set this thing up so I pass it down to my children so that they inherit it without having to pay a lot of taxes. They inherit it, and they also have the knowledge to do what they need to do with it to grow it. Just pissed me off right quick, just thinking about it. Just thinking about it. But people say stupid stuff like that about money because they don't want to change the way that they're dealing with money. They have given up in a sense, right? When you give up on your future, you say stupid stuff like, oh man, I'm just living for today. That's what happens when you give up on your future, right? That's what happens when you don't have vision. 2 reasons our people perish. 2 reasons our people perish: lack of knowledge and lack of vision. The Bible speaks on both. It says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. And then in another scripture, it says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So 2 reasons will cause you to perish. And when you have no vision, you say something dumb like, man, I'm just living for today. When you have no vision, you say something dumb like, man, you can't take it all with you. So why are you hustling so hard to build wealth when you can't take it all with you? I'm hustling so hard so that my future descendants won't have to. That's why, because I understand sacrifice. That's why. I'm hustling so hard so that your children will have a job in 20 years. Because clearly you're not creating that for them. The other coaches that are creating jobs, they're creating jobs for their people. So chances are you look like me. So in 20 years, your child is not going to have a job, a place to work, unless I create a $1 billion enterprise that's going to create opportunities for other companies to be built and flourish so that we can provide a job for your kid who you clearly don't care nothing about. Tory man, or Tory girl, I can't see your picture. It looks like you're a guy, unless you have a guy as a profile picture. He says, why is it so hard for the Black church to speak on God's desire for people to have financial growth? I think this is just me thinking out loud. I think because they're not doing a good enough job in teaching all of the other biblical principles. See, I think the fear is that if people became financially successful as Christians, the money will cause them to leave the church. I'm not a pastor. I'm not even really tight with a lot of pastors. My pastor, we're cordial, but I'm not, tight. Well, I don't go to Bible study every week and all that kind of stuff. But I think, because you will hear from the pulpit all the time, is when they start talking about money and people getting financially successful, they almost always talk, and they will say, get your blessings, get you. When you start having money, then you get sidetracked and you start leaving the church. You start getting money and you start getting distracted. No. If you're doing a good job of teaching the other principles and getting your congregation to walk out the other principles, that doesn't happen when somebody gets money. When a person becomes spiritually grounded in every sense of the word, having money doesn't change that spiritual grounded center. It doesn't change that. But and I would tell you how I can really fight and really argue this point, that if you're teaching the other principles correctly, and those in your congregation are implementing the other principles, prosperity is a byproduct of a sound Christian living. Prosperity is a byproduct if I exercise my faith. If I believe that I can do all things, if I treat people the way I want to be treated, if I practice seed time and harvest, whatsoever a man soweth, that so shall he reap. If I'm practicing that stuff, then prosperity is a byproduct of me doing that stuff right. Right? If I'm practicing spiritual principles and walking in an upright, righteous way, prosperity, and not just our finances, but all areas of life, is a byproduct of me exercising my faith. It's me, my belief that I can do all things. It's me, my belief that God wants to give me the desires of my heart. Me, my belief that greater is he who is in me than he that is in the earth. My belief that he's giving me the power to gain wealth. My belief that if I'm walking in all the things that I say I believe, prosperity in all areas of my life is a byproduct of me doing what the Bible says I should do, doing what scripture says I should do. Goodness and mercies will follow me all the days of my life if I'm doing what the Bible says I should do. So they might not teach God's laws, but they will teach about prosperity. I find it on both sides, Giovanni. I see you have those that go on the far extreme that only teach prosperity. We call them the prosperity preachers. And then we have those on the other end of the spectrum that will not talk about money at all and only teach salvation and the second coming of Christ, and getting saved and sin. That's all they talk about. But at 8 years old, when I decided to give my life to Christ, that was done. The moment I decided, I believed in my heart, I confessed in my mouth, that was done at 8 years old. Now, from 8 years old to the rest of my life, I still got to know how to navigate this world that I'm not supposed to be a part of and not conform to, but yet I still have to live in, and dealing with money and financial principles is part of that. So they should have a program that says, for those who are unsaved, here's what we're going to teach you and talk to you about until you become saved. When you become saved, then we graduate you and teaching you how to walk in this world as a saved person and deal with all the things that you're going to have to deal with, and money is at the top of the list. Yeah, there's no balance. No balance. So you have, they're diametrically opposed. You got the prosperity preachers who preach nothing but prosperity, and then you got the poverty mindset churches that teach salvation. And once you get saved, that's all they teach about is you staying saved and you stand away from sin. But guess what? When I don't get my money right, how many of you guys know that the temptation for me to sin becomes greater? Because now, because I don't have my money right, I'm more tempted to go back to an old lifestyle where I might have been able to get money in abundance, but not in such a God-fearing type way. Right? I'm less likely to do something unethical when my resources are right. So I can stay on the straight and narrow a little bit more. I can sin less a little bit when my resources are in order. But when I don't have two nickels to rub together, the temptation to do things that are immoral, unethical is real. So, and the last thing I'll say on this is they spend so much time teaching us what not to do that there is no education on what to do. Don't sin, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, so what do I do? Do you have any solutions for that? Don't withhold the tithe. Okay, I get it. But when I do give the 10%, tell me how to make the 90% go further. Right? That's what we're talking about here. So yes, you say don't withhold the tithe. Okay, cool, got it. Give the 10%. God's going to help me make the 90% go farther than 100% can go. Got it. Help me with that. How? Give me some practical applications of that and how to make that happen. But you can tell that a Christian congregation is confused because they would go into praise and shout mode when God blesses them with a car note. And they would say, God bless me with a car note. Wait a minute. The scripture says that debt is a curse. But you came to church in a new car and you're saying, praise the Lord for this blessing. Wait a minute. Debt is a curse. You go get debt and you blame that on God and say God did that. So that's kind of evidence of no practical application of scriptural and spiritual things. No, God blessed me with the resources to be able to go write a check, cash for a car. That's a blessing. That's God's blessing. Because what is debt? Debt is you leveraging income that you have not even made yet. What is debt? Debt is you saying, Mr. Car Loan person, I'm going to give you $300 a month in 2023, even though I haven't even made that money yet. We're banking on the fact that I'm going to be still in a position to give you that money that I don't have right now, and I haven't even earned it yet. So yeah, I have some issues with the church not teaching practical faith-based capitalism, right? On the one hand, they practice that because they understand that they have to take in resources from the people so they can pay the lights and all that kind of stuff. They understand that they have multiple streams because there's multiple sources. They understand the 80-20 rule because 20% of the people in the church are paying tithing, and that takes care of the 80% who are not. So why won't they start breaking that stuff down and really teaching the congregation about that? Yeah, that's an issue that I do have with the church as well, even being a Christian man, right? So guys, we're a little bit over, man. Y'all got me riled up, man, and appreciate you guys hanging out a little bit longer. Yes, I appreciate that, Giovanni. Say amen. And yes, I am 48 years old, father of 4. My kids are always telling me I need to update my photo image, right? Yeah, cool. Just checking for any codes. People are stuck in there in the mindset of getting what they did not have. So if you get money, the first thing you do is fill a void from your past. Yep, I agree with that. Problem is you are making your past your present, and if your past is constantly your present, you cannot move towards your future. Yeah, you're gonna have to get you a show, Robert. It's going down. You're gonna have to get you a show. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. This week was a phenomenal week for me. Oh, what did I do? This work was, I mean, this week was fun for me, and I'm going to try to hit you with another phenomenal week next week. So again, today's show is brought to you by Young Biz Kids. If you want to help donate to a cause, even if you can't sponsor 2 tickets and you just want to donate to Young Biz Kids, go to youngbizkids.org and connect with them and let them know you want to make a donation, and you certainly can do that there. But if you want the package that I'm going to help you build your brand, I'm going to give you some personal coaching and some mentorship and things of that nature. I'm going to give you an ebook bundle of 5 different ebooks. Then buy 2 tickets to the Young Biz Kids Banquet. If you're not in St. Louis, then obviously you can't attend in person. But what I'll do is I will raffle those 2 tickets off so that we can raise more money so that they can pay for this thing, right? So that's kind of what we're trying to do, is help them in that capacity. So I'm H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community. Until I talk to you guys next week, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve it. Peace out, y'all.